Welcome back to the Wally Opus podcast, where we interview doers from around the Midwest. I'm Wes from Wally Opus, and my guest today is my excuse the noise, that's my son playing the drumsticks on everything that he can find. My guest today is my buddy Cooper. He is a artist, a painter, based right here in southern Indiana. Just returning off of an exciting fall into winter, where he had his first major gallery show with 30 pieces in London with the Maddox Gallery, which sold out, by the way, like right away. And so then he comes back and paints a couple of canvases, flies out to Miami for Art Basel, and then returns home for the holidays and does a spontaneous podcast with me after he and I were hanging out with some other friends, and right before the first blizzard of our southern Indiana winter set in. So as the blizzard was coming, we were podcasting, and we went as far as we could, as long as we could, until our wives shut it down. So without further ado, to wrap up 2022, this is Cooper, a year in review. The Midwest. Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Podcast is rolling, folks. Welcome back. Another episode of Wally Opus the Wally Opus podcast. I almost called it Wally Opus Presents. We got Cooper back in the house.
Yes, sir.
He's back for part 2 here on Wally Opus Radio Live.
Is this 2 or 3? I thought this was 3.
I think it's just 2.
Oh, we got canceled. I tried when I got back, and then you were like, "Oh, I'm so busy, I couldn't be here."
And we did a third one, or we did our own podcast. We did a different podcast with Days Graham.
That's right. Yeah,
just went down this week.
Yeah. Glad to be back, folks. Thank you for having me.
We haven't had you on since.
How long ago was that?
Before late September, early October, something like that.
It was before the show, right?
Right before you left for jumped across the pond. So, but you had just wrapped up your big show. You were about to head over for the big shebang.
Okay.
And was it everything that you thought it would be?
It was. It actually was. You know. I mean, after
do you even remember it now? It's been a month.
Whew. I mean. The day-to-day, it's like you're waking up, you're not eating, you start drinking at noon.
You mean when you're over there?
Yeah. We started drinking at like noon every day, and then I'm doing like interviews, meeting with clients at the gallery. I'm walking next door to get a drink, and then 30 minutes later, I'm meeting someone else at the gallery to do a photo or video, or walk them through the gallery, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just like... And then we finally get home late or something. Then Tabitha was there. So then now we're going out to get kind of like a late night snack. And then you're still drinking. You ramp that up because you're together. And then you're drinking till 1. You know, every day it was like drinking from 11 or 12 till 1. And then you're waking up and you're working. You're on the clock. You're taking the train over. You're doing this.
On you too. Like, hey, can we talk to you for a minute? Or,
it was a lot of that. But no, dude, it was so fucking fun. And I mean, after a year of working in the studio, and you don't know how the outcome is going to be of a creative project. I'm sure you know that from working with artists and stuff like that. You being your own artist and putting something out, like, you have no idea what the reaction's ever going to be. And you
set out on the journey.
Yeah. And you can't ever let that effect of like, oh, I put this out, I guess I'm not an artist. Like, no. That's the perception of other people based on the media that they're getting wherever they are reading these articles in, right?
Yeah.
You could never let that affect your creative output into the world. And, you know,
someone else succeeds is not your loss or not your judge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't judge yourself. Because, like, dude, think about you. There was about 9 or 10 months of social media where you were kind of quiet a little bit. And it was by choice. It was by design. Like, you had Here, pass that thing over here. Thanks. You had shit going on. Well, you had shit going on, but you didn't have anything to post for about 9 or 10 months.
Right.
And I feel like somebody whose brand lives on Instagram, that probably had to be like a little challenging to just be patient and not, want to post every single thing that you're up to when really the thing that you were up to was building a show that eventually gives you really great content, invaluable content to then share. You know what I mean?
Anticipation of 9 months of not being able to post about the greatest thing that I've almost achieved yet, right? I had to get the work there, I had to do the best work, right? But that was a hard thing. And now, after like going through that process of doing all the work, photos, videos, and this, it's like I'm spacing out all of my posts and this and that. But it's like I have like a handful of more posts until my next show, and then it's like, dude, I'm cool, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
you're a quality guy over quantity, but really the quantity you produce is actually pretty quantitative. Like it's like you did a lot of work last year that actually your posts have led you. I mean, you've had enough content to share just based off of one freaking show because the show was so big.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how many other artists do such shows for their first show, really? I mean, is there a lot of people who do that, like 30 canvases?
No.
And you had like that little pop-up in Seoul, Korea at one point. You have like, other things. You have fucking Basel right after that. So you have a ton going on.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine tons of artists on their first major gallery show come out with like, it's really over like 29. It was like closer to like what, 30, 31, you know, like.
Yeah.
Is that a common thing where people come out that heavy hitting?
It's really not.
They're big canvases too.
They're very big, 5 to 6 to 7 feet. And now that I'm in this position right here after the show, and learning more, it's really not a common thing. But I'm glad I went through it, because now what we did is generate a lot of hype and a lot of publicity. And now we can pull back and create that supply and demand and say, hey, guess what? Now at our next show, we have 15 works for the entire year, right? And we might have one or two in December at Basel. We might have one in Seoul in September. But the next show right now, my big show, will be in Stade, Switzerland, which I'm announcing it here for the first time live on air on
Let her rip.
Wally Puss Records.
I'll take it. I kind of like the name.
It's funny. No.
Your next show?
Yeah. In July in Stade, Switzerland. And they say it's kind of comparable to a Aspen or some type of thing like that, right? It's a very remote location. You only go there. You only go there for it's your second, third home. You're going there for Christmas or the summer to get away type deal.
Okay.
Jay's there right now with his family. I've been seeing the beautiful snow pictures.
Jay's the owner of, or CEO of.
Yeah. He started it in 2015 and everything like that. So that's what we kind of wanted to do, create this giant hype and put it out there, because I really didn't have anything out there at a major level on any gallery like that, right? So they wanted to start
not a full show at least.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we can pull back, create that hype and things like that, and then get people on the waiting list. And the more they wait, the more they want to buy, the more anything comes up. It's like, just get it, because we need one. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's a very interesting like economic game that the gallery plays with your art, and like it's a supply and demand. Like, we put out a bunch in the first year. The supply was heavy. The demand was new. They all sold out. So then there becomes like, oh shit, who's this dude? The gallery knows, like they build demand. And then the second year, the supply, it's kind of limited. There's only 15. And then there's 15, but then there's like 3 to 5 maybe other canvases that are going to pop up in different shows. Seoul, you mentioned, Basel. But like, it's crazy that the gallery creates a supply and a demand based off of the artist and the market. Like, they set the pace for the artist.
They do.
It's really bonkers because, like,
They do.
until you see it, you don't even realize that that's what's going on.
Yeah. And I didn't see it before I got into it and went through the process and came out on the other side, got the reaction, got the feedback, and then was back home in the States and kind of sitting in my studio maybe a couple days later and just taking it all in. It was like,
Yeah.
man, what I just went through with this giant fucking whirlwind and experiencing all these things for the first time. And then now being done with that and sitting back and taking that all in, dude. I mean, that was really something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
To
you
be
only
that
really
artist.
know things in life if you go through them.
Yeah.
You can talk about them. You can dream.
You can pretend to know
you
how
can
it works.
pretend about something else that someone else is doing or this and that. But until you go through something, that's when you learn, and that's when you get smarter
Yeah.
to go back at it the next time.
It's
You
like
know?
a dad. It's like when my dad. No offense, Dad, but it's like when my dad watches the NBA and he's like, "Oh, they should have just done this. They should have just done this." Or like, I can't believe he did this. It's like, Dad, I mean, like none of us have ever been LeBron James or like Anthony Davis or like, I don't know why I'm mentioning all Lakers players, but just none of us have ever been a high level NBA player. So like, I mean, we really don't know what it's like, you know, until like, you know, we can all judge from the outside how we think art is or like how we think music, but it's like, that's what I do when people. I heard somebody say at a party recently. I forget what artist they were talking about, but they're like, "I heard he was an asshole," and I'm like, I mean, okay, maybe he's an asshole, but or maybe like the night that your friend ran into him at a bar in Nashville, that dude was tired because he just got off tour and he's at this bar, and maybe somebody just fucking talked his ear off for a half an hour about something you don't want to hear about because he's him and they're the, you know, and then like he bumped into your friend and of course the first thing your friend asked was, "Hey, can we get a picture?"
Right.
It's like maybe he's just a little irritated at the fact that this is going, like he hasn't had a sec. It's like, who knows what that person's going through?
Yeah.
And then to think that like that person's or like, you know, something about that person. It's like, dude, you don't even know unless you've been in their shoes. Really, how do you know what their role is like? You know. Not that that's what we were talking about, but I just
No.
digression on.
No.
You have to see it to believe it.
That makes sense because one thing I learned was after like the second or third day, and it's like you're drinking so much, you're meeting people, you're
really
having
in
the
it.
time of the life in a different city,
getting treated like
like royal and this and all
Yeah.
that, and it's like
that's all. Yeah,
every person that came up to me to meet me there at the gallery to do a walkthrough through the gallery. Hey, Cooper, you got to be at this time to do. Walk through with Vanessa, these people, this. And
so
then
are these people who bought your clients who bought your works?
some of them, and then some of them are just.
But you're there to also sell the art. You're not just there to show
exactly.
it off. Okay.
Yeah. We're there. We're drumming up business for the next show.
Yeah.
For the next show, it's like,
shit.
dude, you can do this. You can drop an album with the Strangers, whoever you want. But if you stop there, it's all over.
Yeah.
Okay. You're always building at every second and every point. Okay. There's no other way around it. You're not just like, phew, man, we just dropped a hot album. And it's like,
we had this show. It
cool.
was so sick.
Cool. And then
when's your next one?
These people are going to buy it within the first month.
Yeah.
And then it's over. Okay.
Right.
You're going to go on tour and perform that. And then in 6 months, people are going to be sitting around like, yeah, okay, cool. We're ready for like another dope ass 2 singles and another album in another 6 months. Right.
Yeah.
Like if you stop, it all stops and everyone goes away to someone else.
Right. So you're at this show, you're selling the next show.
So, but the thing is, it's like
relationships.
so what I was getting to, it's like, and what you were kind of hinting at earlier, it's like, and what I really, really experience there daily, and I'm hungover, dude, every fucking day, and I'm just hungry, and I need, water, this and that. Everyone is demanding your attention.
Yeah.
And your energy. That's what it is. It's your energy. Someone walks up, I'm in the gallery waiting on them. They get there. I turn around, you put a smile on, and you act as if you have 150% energy.
Yeah.
And these people,
Respond.
I'm not saying them, but people will just suck and suck and suck your energy. So like, I met Emmett Sunday night or whatever you were saying. It's like he came up, he's like, hey, you done this, this, and this? I'm like, yeah. All good. I appreciate you, paying attention and stuff. We're about to head out though. It's great to meet you.
Yeah.
And like, that was it. And that's fine. We'll talk at another time maybe or something like that. But it's like, dude, if you let other people just take and take and take your energy, they will take it and suck it till you have nothing else, right? And you got to get
their
home.
own.
It's
They
not
don't even
their
have a
fault.
clue. Yeah,
they
don't have a clue.
I know.
They're just like, hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Right.
It's like, hey, you got what
Right.
I want, and it's like,
Right.
no. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing my thing. Like it's I gotta go home and take a shower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that was the biggest thing that I really learned in doing it while I was over there day to day. And it was just so exhausting, dude. And it's like, you know what? At different levels, when you level up or get to another point and this and that, you realize what it takes, or you might have a vision of the next level of what it's going to take. And that's why everyone's not going to be a top performer and not a top professional and a top in their industry, because it takes literally everything out of your being and more 24/7 to be up and in that top position. Like, you're just a transparency energy ball.
Yeah.
You know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
God. Yeah. Dude, and that's what like I think that like you handle it really well. That's like something I think that I learned from you is how you do handle stuff. Because like, for example, at the show the other night, I mean, there's some people who meet you and they know who you are, and you're at a place now, and I'm not trying to hype you up or, talk all crazy like we just discussed a second ago at the restaurant. But like, there are some people who meet you and they get like nervous and they get jittery and chattery. And like, you're always like, dude, hey, thank you. Like, it's the same way. Like when I met Skrillex, I was like, remember that one time you were with me in LA when I met Skrillex?
Miami.
Or sorry, Miami.
Yeah.
And I started talking, and he's like, hey, what's up, dude? And it was like, shit, dude, you're just like a regular guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what's up. Like, I just wanted to meet you.
Right.
I'm a big fan. It was like, oh, thanks, dude. Take care. And then like moved on. I thought, and now when I see young artists like the other night who approach you and they're like, tripping over their words, trying to talk and stuff, it's like, dude, just realize you're two artists living within 10, 15 miles from each other.
Yeah.
As long as you keep going and he keeps going and like you're in the similar lane anyway, you're going to collide again. Just like be cool with the introduction. Like that's all you need. All you need is the handshake and like, hey, nice, great thing you did. All right, see you next time. And then you see him next time, it's like, hey, good to see you. How you been? Like that. But when you're a young artist, you think like, oh, shit, it's just I got to go fucking impress him, Which makes sense sometimes.
Which really then turns off the older artists.
Yeah.
I remember meeting like Nipsey Hussle and stuff, and it's like, oh my God, his energy and your presence is so fucking much. You just like,
he's never going to
feel it.
Yeah.
Life, we talked about earlier at dinner, like life is a feeling process, and you feel it like, whew, oh my God. And then like you shake his hand, then you get a little nervous. You do, but
it's radiating,
It is radiating energy, realness.
Yes.
Real energy you can feel.
Yes. God, I know.
But I mean, but you can't, like, I didn't get mad at anyone the other night or anything. It's like, dude, everyone's got to learn, and then you got to learn and then be respectful. No one came off disrespectful or anything.
No,
but it's like
they just genuinely excited to meet you.
Yeah. And then it's like, hey, dude, all good, and this and that, and then you just grow upon. But that's showing them how to grow also in the right way of like, hey, dude, you can meet me, you can meet anyone else, and just be respectful, shake their hands, and walk off. You don't have to like try to sell me on something right now, because that's never gonna fucking work.
Right. I'm gonna stop listening as soon as you start talking.
Yeah, it's like that's not, so it's just things you learn, and that's just the process. I'm not going to get mad about that, because I was there in LA at one point, right?
Oh,
and then you meet this and this and this, and you're like, oh, your hands are shaking.
You remember meeting Tristan Eaton at Miami Secret Walls, or not Secret Walls?
Oh yeah, dude.
Art Basel in the Wynwood Walls.
Yeah,
I remember we were like watching him talk, and then afterwards, like, Dude,
I went up to
I gotta
him.
go
Yeah.
meet him. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
it's now or never.
And then he said something, and like I was like, "Yeah, I actually." And then I started doing it. I just painted a wall on South Beach, Miami, and I fumbled to get my phone out, and it was taking forever. I was like, "Sorry, never mind." And then he's just saying like, "Okay," and then I was like, "No, I don't want to take up too much time. It was great to meet you." And he was like, at that point, my idol. I looked up to him,
Yeah.
and then he just like, "Okay," looking at me like, "All right," like.
Nice to meet you.
And then, but I got a little bit of attention from him in that point. It was like, oh my God, he recognized me and this and that. He didn't see my art, which that was the biggest thing for me at that time. But like,
But
to
think
judge
about it, like,
the
what
art,
was he gonna do? Like,
nothing.
He was gonna tell you, dude, that
Nothing.
looks awesome.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
See you next time. You need a beer? Pee? Okay, yeah. Will you grab another beer while you're up?
Yeah. I'm gonna pee and then grab 2 beers.
Here, we'll just do this. Cha-ching. Back to the podcast. The biggest contention point of Chloe and I's relationship is our taste in Christmas music.
She don't like it?
No, she likes it. She would rather listen to like, no offense, Ariana Grande, because I'm a big fan of your actual music. Hey, God bless you on behalf of the.
We gotta start something different.
Yeah, that's their thing. What about just we'll figure something out here. We'll let it ride for a sec. We'll figure that out.
But she likes the new rage stuff, you mean?
So Chloe likes in the mornings, great time to listen to, and during this season, the mornings are a great time to listen to Christmas music. So I like to turn on Spotify the Christmas classics playlist.
We love that, dude.
Because dude, it starts out with Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
Yeah.
By Brenda Lee, and then we just go down the loop. There's only one song that I always skip halfway through. It's The Grinch, because I like the beginning. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
It's
But
good in the
then
movies.
halfway through, it turns into like a story, like a narrative being read, and it just drives me. I'm like, why am I don't want to listen to an audiobook right now. Like, I want to listen to the song. So, but I like the classics playlist. Chloe, again, no offense to Ariana Grande or Justin Bieber or anybody out right now, but like Chloe wants to listen to like the new pop one, where it's like modern day versions of all the Christmas songs. And to me, they're fine. They're clean. They're like, everything's perfect. But like the old ones, they're just real. Like you hear Andy Williams or Bing Crosby, and it's like,
dude.
It's beginning to look like
Dude.
Christmas.
Dude,
you
I
can't
saw
beat
Andy
that.
Williams in concert.
Was he in 98?
He was right before he died. Yes, on his last fucking leg.
Oh my gosh. Was it a Christmas show?
It was. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What
What does he sing?
My brother was
Everything,
12,
right?
so I must have been 9 or 10.
Did he come to Evansville?
No, we went to Branson, Missouri. That's where he had his what do you call it?
His like Opry show type thing.
Yeah,
or-
but what's the word for it? You have the show there, like in Vegas. You have a residency.
Yes,
That's
a
where he had
residency,
in Branson.
okay.
Branson.
Oh, that's cool.
But we grew up on it in my grandparents' house at the classic stereo that I'm painting from.
That was the Magnavox.
Yes,
Yeah.
1966. That's how old it is, dude. Think
Back
about
when
that.
the hippies used to be running around naked at the music festivals, that's when they were making these fucking Cadillac stereos.
Dude, think about that. 1966. That's 74 years old. No, 22. 72. 72 years old, right?
Yep.
From right now.
Yep.
Say it's 60, so that's 40 to 20. So that's 60, 62,
Yeah. 72.
72,
Yeah.
right?
No. Yeah. 62. No.
Or 50.
It's more like
We should get the calculator out for this. I think we should get the calculator out. So, 1966.
we've had a few beers.
Okay, so it's 2022 minus 1966 equals, 56.
Okay.
People listen.
70.
It's
They've already changed
56.
it, dude. They've already changed it.
They go 72. Dude, it's 56 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And like, oops, sorry. And like, I know you like Christmas. I know you like Christmas music because I lived with you for so long. But
I
like,
love it, dude.
when I wake up in the morning, I told Chloe this. I'm like, I want to hear the old stuff because it's nostalgic. Like, when I hear, I talked about this on the last podcast with Darren Harger, who's a musician in town. We were talking about. I said when I first heard "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree" come on this year, for the first time this year, it like stunned me. Like when I turned it on my sound system upstairs, we have a Bose sound system, and it came on, and like it was like, holy shit, dude, this sounds so good. How did they get this to sound so good? I was like mind blown. But then when I listen to all those records, I'm like, dude, these records exist in a fucking dimension of time that is long gone, but so beautiful, just like a full orchestra. Dude, even a song, there's a song also that I don't really dig, and it's a good song. You know it. It's Frank Sinatra, and it's Jingle Bells, but it's like at the intro where it's like this chorus group, and they're singing, "We got them Jingle bells. Yeah, them Jambalaya." You know what I'm talking about? It's like these like group of people singing, and then Frank Sinatra comes in, "Jingle bells, jingle bells," and like it's cool, but I'm like, God, it's just not one of my more favorite ones. But even when I hear that one, I'm like, it's so nostalgic and beautiful, dude. Those old records are. It's like when you turn it on, the world becomes a little more like 1950s and 60s, and like family and like
you just
Christmas.
feel comfort.
Yeah,
To me,
you feel
it's
warm.
To me, it's
and
comfort. You know,
Yes.
in my grandma's
That's
basement,
the good word for it.
listening to Elvis, Bing Crosby. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The real OGs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I heard that song the other day, and I told Clay, I'm like, I can't believe somebody used to sing like this. Like,
Yeah.
like that like thing that Elvis does. Like,
Yeah.
we've always joked about it.
Yeah.
I told Clay, I'm like, I can't believe that was actually his style.
But dude,
It's bonkers.
But as an artist, you have to be different.
Yes.
And he came to the show different.
He did. And I get it. I get the difference. To me, it's just funny that he like that's like, to us, we do it as such a joke. Like that whole just Elvis thing. But think about it. It's so unique. Like when I do that, there's nobody else that you mistake that voice for.
Right.
He literally pinpointed a thing.
Yeah.
And it's his for like
But that's
eternity.
But that's why he's still a legend now.
Yes.
As an artist, it's
so unique.
Hard to find a unique route. And I think even where I'm painting now for the canvases, I'm trying to find different routes to do it. I'm trying to find evolution in the new canvases, right?
Yeah.
That can speak my truth through, right? That can be different. Because it's like, dude, if you just do the same shit always and always, it's going to burn out. And at all times, you have to be in the up and up. Dude, you can have a sold out show in London. You can have 3 sold out shows in fucking wherever you want.
Yeah.
But guess what? When you get back and you sleep and you wake up the next day, you have to keep going on, and you have to find new ground with it. Okay? That's why you see Picasso dying at 92 in his deathbed with fucking crayons in his arm at the hospital, right? That's what it takes. Like, if you want to have a couple shows, here and there, that's cool. And then it's going to stop, and then you're going to have to move on with your life and get a job and do this and this. If you really want to go and go and go, and I wake up every day. I have this program, it's called Millinote. It has my days. Monday, Tuesday has this thing over here, and I put everything that I have to do in the day. in this next box. It's like a bunch of boxes in this kind of white big program. And then I have my affirmations that I wake up and say every day what I want out of every day and what to put in my brain to think about every day and keep me in a positive mindset at the most.
Affirmations.
Affirmations.
Love
it. One of those is keep moving on. No matter you put the show out and it's like, oh my God, it's so good. This is good. It's the greatest artwork I've ever seen. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's just a comment. When you go, it's good or bad. You shouldn't even read the comments. You should just create. That's what everyone says at a higher level.
Right.
So taking in those could be detrimental to you if you just listen to the positive comments and that's all you're getting. And when shit gets good, and I've had some, when you start getting the negative comments, because that means you've hit another level of like, dude, you're fucking copying so-and-so. Dude, you're just tracing stuff. Anybody could do that. Oh, cool. Then go fucking do it.
Then do it.
Yeah, right. But once you start hitting different levels like that, it doesn't matter. Like I don't know. There's no point to this. I'm just talking like
no,
creative.
It's good,
you
dude.
have to keep still.
You're only as
finding new evolution within your art.
Dude, think about a professional team. Yeah, you win a championship and then you come back. Dude, by the first game of the next season, nobody gives a fuck that you won last year. It's all about this season. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or like, I feel that way even about our show Sunday. Like the show was it was a success really. Like financially, was it a success? Well, it wasn't the crazy. No, it wasn't. We lost some money. But other than that, dude, great show. Everybody gave me great love, great feedback in terms of the show itself. So then I think Monday I'm on high thinking, wow, what an amazing experience. Tuesday I'm thinking, well, I got a lot of shit to do today. Wednesday I'm thinking, well, back to it. Then by Thursday today I'm thinking, all right, we got to get started on the next thing soon or else I'm going to have a freaking fit. And it's like, somebody used to say that you're only as good as your last hit or something like that. Like you're only as good as your last at bat. Like
at bat, yeah.
After that, it doesn't matter. Like I don't care. Like it just doesn't matter. Like what we did last year was cool and it stands for something, but like it doesn't matter this year. Like this year is about this year, Like we got a whole new path to car and after, dude, I've been thinking this lately and I feel like you could probably relate, but like I feel like it's only after you do your thing for a couple years within the same realm, like whether for you it's canvas painting and gallery shows, for me it's like producing artists and managing them or producing them booking shows for them. But after a couple years, you really start to see life as like a timeline that's bigger than just this week or today. It's like you really start to see the year and you think, okay, this year I'm going to focus on this, and that. Versus like, when I was like 20, 22, like 21, 22, 23, whatever, like when we're first getting out of college and getting in the run, all I could think of was like today, right now, this week, this month, like we just got to blow this thing up or whatever. But I think after some time, you really start to see a timeline. You think like, well, okay, I hope stuff takes off this year, but like we have a timeline. We have these landmarks laid out in front of us, and it's going to take like, okay, for the next 3 months, we're doing this, and this. And then after that, for those 3 months, we're going to change to this. It's like you start to see life in a extended view, like a frame of reference that's further out than just your immediate. I feel like, do you agree? Like it takes a minute to get there because then you really have to be in a place where you can fucking look out,
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
It takes a minute, once you get started to be able to see. After you've done your thing for a while, you start to see an extended runway, basically, a track.
Right. So that was what, dude, so this year, right? It's 2022, December 22nd or something. I think it's 22nd.
22nd, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the first time that this has happened to me. And I saw this probably a couple months ago in a Kanye video. He was talking about
Okay.
someone who was grilling him, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, what are you going to do if this, and this happened? He's like, I've got this for this and this. And he had the next 3 years of his life literally planned out. And I was like, oh my God, like, the fuck is he doing? Like, and now at December 22nd, I was on a meeting this week with Maddox Gallery in London.
That's his gallery.
Yeah. But then we had a conversation about the year. So now we're adding in, as of now,
Yep.
9 small tondo, which tondo just means a circle canvas,
Okay.
at 20 inches. Okay. So we're going to do 9 of those, 3 in a row, underneath that, 3 in a row, underneath that, 3 in a row. So it'll be 9 right there all together. And we're going to do those for March in Hong Kong at Art Basel of Hong Kong for the first time ever.
Wow.
Okay.
When's that, March, you said?
Yes, March. So they have to pick those up from me February 6th,
Well,
right? And
I'll see you then. I know I invited you to my birthday on January 14th, but we'll just scrap that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So I just bought those online today. So that's going to take another week to get here. Then we're going to get through the New Year's. I'll be gone and this and that, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll be back in the studio. And I'm going to have about a month only to paint on those. And I already have my show for Stadt, Switzerland already planned for July. So that means I'm painting on those and starting stuff now.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to take a whole entire month off just to fit that in. The gallery doesn't understand that. They don't know that. They don't care. You know,
It's not their problem.
it's not their. It's a business.
It's
you
your
know?
problem. Yeah.
And you learn as time goes where you want to be in the art world, right? And I'm trying to pick up a faster pace within my art and things like that, you know, to be able to do things quicker and this and
So
that.
how do you do that? Does it reflect in the artwork, or is it
Yeah.
in the production of the production?
It's
or
just
what?
in the practice of picking up the brush and doing it.
Okay.
I can plan for it. I can spend 2 days on my computer making it simpler to. You're putting it off. You're
Yeah,
not.
just get to work.
You're not doing it, and the hardest part is picking up the brush. Yeah, I've done this for 5 years. This is my 5th year this year to do this full time as an
Yeah.
artist, and every morning I still don't want to fucking pick up that brush, dude.
Resistance is strong.
Yeah, it's
Especially
never,
strongest in the morning.
and when you even, I don't know. I guess as soon as I got back, I was so pumped from that London show. I jumped in, literally got back on Sunday, jumped in Monday on a painting and did it in 1 week, 7 days of a 60 by 72 inch. And it was the most detailed canvas I've ever done. And usually those take 2 weeks. And I just jumped in. I had so much
2
energy
days?
flowing through me.
You knocked it out in 2 days?
7 days.
7 days.
Yeah. And then now I'm like, oh, I'm trying to find that again, that same energy, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, what I was saying was, so for the first time, will be March there, and then July will be my next second biggest show, and then I'll have something September in South Korea, and then December there. But it's like, for the first time, I actually have the whole entire year planned out with nothing else can come in or affect that, you know. So if something wants to come on board, it's like, cool, let's talk about 2024.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's job security. It's the same. It's the very thing that you're like, to call them out, but to be frank, like your parents, my parents, even with my own career, the fact that you're branching out in a career that's not, and I think this is important for like some young people to hear. It's like, like when you branch out on your own, you're like, I'm going to study art, I'm going to study music. Your parents could be the type of our parents who are like honest, blue collar, working Christians, which is like a very honorable life. And I'm so grateful for my upbringing. But like the idea of being an artist might be so foreign that like Yeah, but while you're like every artist that maybe my mom knows is a hobbyist, never met a professional artist maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So then the idea of like, wait, you're gonna be what? You're gonna be a professional? You know, like what does that
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
That's a different breed of thing.
Yeah.
But then to be able to see it, like it's not an easy. Like you've had to make a lot of sacrifices and a lot of decisions that, you know, like we're not easy and we're not popular among your immediate circle, like your immediate, circle, like you've had to do hard things to get where you are. It's something that so I was saying about Sydney Mosby, our mutual friend earlier about some music shit, but we were talking about you for a second. And she's like, yeah, but he's not your average dude. Like he went out, he put himself out there and tried a ton of stuff and then had some successes before he ever even came back to Evansville.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true, dude. Like you've always put yourself out there. You've always like pursued opportunities. You've always gotten them. But I think and I think this is important for just anybody listening, like myself included. It's like, the main thing, you've always outworked everybody.
That's
Go
the
back to
biggest
sports,
kicker.
dude.
That's,
you were the hardest working motherfucker on the team.
But that's the biggest kicker, dude. I mean, it's the club. Or
You worked so much. You just work. You outwork everybody too. It's not just that, but you do that.
But the club or the venue that you're putting these artists at, they're a venue and someone owns it, right?
Yeah.
They're only booking the people who want to show up and play and can bring some type of audience. So if you're putting yourself in that position to be like, look, I'm going to go on the fucking road every fucking night and do a tour for 3 months every night in a new place, right? You're going to grow to like that, and then you're going to get the feedback, and it's going to excel you, whether it's me doing a big show and it's like, phew, now I can do another big show, right? Takes a lot longer for me doing canvases, but if you have the music already done as an album, boom, you can go play it, right?
Yeah.
And if you can literally just do that and continue, because people want to be home, they got a family, that's fine, okay? And everyone
So
can
be
pick.
the guy who doesn't.
But it's not even about that, dude. And it's like me after my thought about the London show. It's like I see a lot of stuff, and I see this. I'm getting a lot of good feedback and this, but I need to pull back. I don't want to be doing this 24/7.
Yeah.
It's way too much.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be my life.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull back. I'm going to post some stuff from my studio, and we'll do that as I'm working on the next show. And then there's going to be a silence until I bring the next show out, and I'm good on that. But I don't need to be doing this every week, every night.
Yeah.
Like maybe like and dude, that's a lot. Like what I went through for this one show was so fucking much, dude. You got to be. It takes a type of person, and it takes a lot, you know.
It does, too.
But
no, and you're exactly right. Like, it's funny. I was talking to somebody last night about this, and he said, so you were an artist at one point. What made you become the behind the scenes dude? What made you want to become like that role? And I said, well, I think a lot of it's circumstance, just because too, I said, you meet these like 20-year-old kids, 21-year-old kid, not kids. I hate to call them kids, but like young people trying to like build their careers. And
they're kids. They're young.
Yeah.
I mean, they are kids.
You're right. Like they have nothing to lose. Like they're like down to go on the road. They're down to like travel. Right. They're down to like play every night. They don't give a fuck.
Right.
And it's like, dude, I'm not them. Like I have a wife and a child and a house. So like, like, I was just explaining this last time. Like I didn't want to be an artist because like, well, I shouldn't say I didn't want to be an artist. It's like it came to the point where being an artist was less preferable for me than being on the back end, because like I have like stuff I got to take care of every single day right here. So like I need to be here, but I can assist artists or like offer up my space, whatever that might be, to help them get to where they're going, like to help them be, but to be the dude on the road, like dude, that's a lifestyle, man. That's what
Mhm.
like I was hanging out with Brian Mullins from the Cold Stairs last night, and like that's what he was saying. Is like, dude, it takes a certain type of character to be able to live life on the road, touring with a
Right.
band or whatever that might be. It's like he's like, dude, like we go on runs. They just got back from Scotland. They went on like several show run over there, or like in Europe, and he's like, dude, it's just like it just tears you up, dude. You know, like you got to take a minute to recoup, like from that type of experience. It's like, dude, it takes a special kind of person to like, God, live that like nomad lifestyle of like being on the road and like being not nomad, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, like
I do. I
Yeah.
agree with that, but I think it's also about like finding your place within a creative industry, right? Like
Yeah.
you were an artist and you created songs, you sang for a while, you experimented with a lot of different routes, and now you're
Yeah.
managing a record label, right? Like
Mhm.
I experimented with a lot of things. I did a lot of murals, I did street art,
apparel.
I was painting on shoes and this, and then now I strictly just paint canvases for a gallery, right? Like I
Yeah.
found my lane, and I've been doing that for 3 years now,
Right.
consistently, right? I think it's about, you know, being young and trying about a lot of things, and you'll figure it out once you try more things. You could be into Tabitha, my girlfriend, her mom knits a lot, and it's like you gotta,
Hey.
maybe she sewed, she was like, "Oh, I don't like sewing, I like this."
Yeah.
You just, whatever creative outlet. I think, you know, all humans, you know, almost should be creative in a certain type of way.
Exercise. Yeah. Almost as like just an exercise, like a muscle, you know?
And it's not about like, well, I did this and now I'm just doing this. It's like you just figured yourself out. What are you taking?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be the face of a band or the name of this, like to have a good life or to be successful or to make money. And that's what I'm finding out at 30 about getting older and stuff. It's like, dude, you don't have to be in the press all the time. You don't have to have all the photos everywhere in the magazines. You have to be a fucking model. And like, dude, you can just do your thing. And if you're really passionate about it, you're going to be happy with it. And you can live a good life and a happy life, and not like, well, I should be doing this. I should have done that.
Yeah.
Like
We
you
hear
just
it
be
a
kind
lot,
of content with what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because I see that all the time about, like, we were talking about at dinner earlier, you know, this person, oh, they wanted to be, maybe they're a guitar player and they wanted to be the face of the band. So then they did that. And then now it's not working, or they don't even know. They don't even know what to do with that.
Yeah.
They're not, that's not their position.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude,
Get confused.
it's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Dude, I know. Yeah, dude. And like, you know, it's funny. Like before the show, the week before, or the Wednesday before the show that we just had here in Evansville, I was hanging out with my dad, and my dad hasn't been to an event of mine since I was. So we're now in December, the end of December. It's almost 2023. My dad hasn't been to a show, and I'm not calling my dad. I'm just like stating the fact because it's.
Does he listen to these?
It's gonna prove a point. He hasn't yet, I don't think, but he might start. No, I don't know.
We love you, Joe.
Yeah, dude. It's just, you know, like we're just saying the truth. But he
Wild hogs, baby.
Wild hogs, baby. I told somebody about that last time. Or no, I told the Chugs when they were down here recording. I said, we talked about Martin Lawrence, and then somebody, I don't know, I just like, I brought up Wild Hogs as Martin Lawrence, and I'm like, I said, my dad knows every line of that fucking movie and like says stuff about it in his quotes. And they're like, are you really? I'm like, I'm not kidding. I'm like, he watches that movie every time he goes to a bike rally, or like when he's feeling like he needs to be. Well, I don't know. He used to, at least.
Dude, that's why I sent you that DM the other day, and the guy said, "Ain't got no gas in it."
Yeah.
And I thought that your dad got that from that.
He
Maybe
did. He did.
And that's the first time I've ever seen that clip.
Ain't got no gas in it.
And I sent it to you. You didn't reply, but that's
sorry,
okay.
dude. I don't even know.
Well, you're a busy guy.
But my dad goes. I told him he goes. We went and saw him like a month ago, and he's like, "So how's your shindig coming along?" because he saw my post on Facebook about the showcase. And I was like, well, you know, I mean, it's off, you know, tickets are out. We're off to a slow start, but, you know, I'm optimistic. Da, 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 da. He goes, are you going to play at the show? I'm like,
is he that out of it, dude? Dude, he's that out of it. He doesn't even know what's going on. Dude, he doesn't even know your role in the whole thing.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's not just my dad. Other people are the same. It's like the last time they saw me was in 2018 when I was Paradoc, or an artist as Paradoc, performing on stage.
But that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, almost 5, dude. It was about 4.5 years ago.
Has he been down here and seen this?
He's seen a little bit of it last year, but I mean, like, we didn't have half the shit down here last year, so he's only seen like a bits and pieces of it. But like like for my dad, for example, this is his character, which I appreciate now. He's like, ordered up there, and he's like, he's like, I'm probably not gonna come to your show, just to be honest with you. Like, he's, you know, lives in Fort Branch, older fella, doesn't like to drink and drive, and, you know, he's thinking probably gonna drink, whatever. Mm-hmm. But he's like, but I do want to buy 2 tickets. And I'm like, perfect, dude. Perfect. Like, yeah, can you get another beer while you're out? But I was like, perfect, dude. You want to come to the show? That would be great. And so if you want to come or not, the fact that you're going to buy tickets, it's fucking really nice. So nice gesture. He's never even, you know, so it was a nice gesture. And then, yeah, but then by the time, but what's funny is I'm like, I'm definitely not going to be performing at the show, right? Like, I'm not going to come out as Paradoc and give a show at this show. Like, that's not what this show's about. Like, the show is not about, like, me showcasing my personal talent. But what's funny, Drew, is like, dude, think about the show. Okay, you were there. You were there on Sunday.
Hell yeah, I was there.
So think about this. Like, I told my mom this yesterday. I was like, I'm pretty much doing the same thing I always done, which is like, think back to the Summer Fest or the Town Festival in Fort Branch, Hopstop. Whenever we did those shows, we did the parade. We won the best prize.
Dude, we did. We actually did.
Yeah, we won an award for having a float in the parade in 2018 because we were like balling on it. And or no, it was 2017 we did that. And but like I'm doing the same thing now that I did then in terms of. There's a show, there's plywood installations of some sort. I've always had, you know, between me and you, we had those. Think back to Summerfest. We had Big Blue. We had the palm tree. We made it out of plywood, and you painted it. Mm-hmm. At the show, we had the art installation box. That was that form of that.
Oh yeah.
When I was DJ Wes in high school, I had this big DJ Wes booth platform that I built that had DJ Wes in the front. It was a whole painted thing.
Yeah.
And I think you actually might have painted that.
I can't remember if I did or not.
I think you did. I think you painted it in...
I might have.
It was in glow-in-the-dark paint.
It was. I was thinking, yeah.
I think you actually did.
We were probably just drunk in Anne's garage one night and painted it.
Yeah, dude.
She's listening now going, damn it, those kids.
I would have been a senior, and you would have been a college kid.
I came home a couple times.
Yeah, you would help out. Whew. Dude, remember I used to have that studio in the backyard in the in that yard barn?
Yeah, I'd come home, we'd smoke weed out there.
Yeah, and we'd smoke weed. And
we recorded a couple songs.
We did.
Big Booty Bass was out there.
Big Booty Bass, Rockstar Status.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones I can't remember the name that were at least beats.
Yeah.
But then, you know, then Crazy K gets involved, and we do the whole gang-related records.
You guys did more songs together.
We did that,
yeah.
But my brother was on house arrest for a minute, and then he was on work release. So he would work release, and he was on house arrest. And sometimes I would come home from school, and he'd be like, "I had the day off, and I made this. I rapped on one of your beats," or he's like, "I made this beat," and like. There was just a period of time where I was a senior in high school. You were off to college, which, hold on, one more thing on that. But you were off to college and you would come back. But, like, I quit sports for the most part. I really did. My senior year, I just stopped. Like, you were gone. Mm-hmm. I realized like how much I liked sports, but then like when you left, we went to high school together. You're a year older than me, and you moved off to college at ISU, and like I remember thinking like I'm fucking done with basketball. I'm done with like golf, all the sports that I played that like me and you shared in because we were best friends for like fucking ever. And then when you were gone, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really mean the same to me as it did. You know what I mean?
So what sports did you play senior year?
I just ran track.
That's it?
Yeah.
You quit basketball and golf?
Yeah.
It should have been so long since I've thought about that, you know? I mean...
Dude, I remember quitting basketball. I went in to Farmers, our old coach, to his classroom. I left him a note, and I left him a CD of gang-related records demos.
Are you serious? You go, hey, I'm going to quit the basketball team, and here's my mixtape.
That is what I did, dude.
With my brother.
Oh my god,
he just got out of jail.
Dude, so then
oh my god.
dude, so I don't know what I was thinking, but I did do that. And then I quit. That was my quit, and then he stopped me in the hall the next day, and he's like, "Hey, like I saw your letter and everything, but he's like I really wish you wouldn't quit. Like I wish you would just, rethink. Like we could use you on the team. Like you're a senior. You've been playing for 3 fucking years. Like, why are you stopping?" I'm like, it's not for me anymore. I just don't want it. Like, I can't do it. It's lost all jive for me. Dude, so I remember one day going into the classroom shortly after that, because he was also our English teacher.
You actually had to see him in class.
Yeah, whenever that was. I remember going up to him, and dude, people would like mention the mixtape that I had let, like as like a joke. And, like, I remember thinking, like, oh, my God, I can't believe I gave him a mixtape, because he's now telling the students who are telling me, like, I heard you made a mixtape, like, or, like, whatever that was, like, oh, my God, everybody's making, like, I felt like people were making fun of me for doing that, you know what I'm saying? But, dude, now looking back, I'm like, I'm so fucking glad I did all that shit. Like, I'm glad I made music. I'm glad I started DJing and doing dances.
Well, it's what
like,
you wanted to do. You
look,
shouldn't feel ashamed
here we are now.
You shouldn't feel ashamed of like doing what you want to do. I mean, most people don't come out of their shell and do what they want to do,
Absolutely. But like the whole point of this was,
I'm gonna answer this on the
got
podcast
this.
real quick.
I got this. Who is it?
Tabitha.
All right, get her on.
Tabitha.
Hi, baby.
Hi, you're on the podcast.
Oh, I'm on the podcast?
Yeah, the speaker's in the speaker.
Tabitha, welcome to the Wally Opus podcast.
Hello, hi.
What are you up to?
Well, I'm getting scared because it's storming outside, and if I'm going to be trapped inside, I want the love of my life to be here.
No, he knows that.
I know, baby. We're just down in the basement right now recording the podcast, and we're probably going to wrap up in the next 30 minutes, and then I'll be home, dear.
Okay, I was looking at the weather forecast, and it says that it's going to start snowing soon, and, like, the scary blue blurb is, like, coming into our area, and I don't want you driving home in that, so hurry up.
No, that's a good point, Tabitha. See, this is what we're like pushing the edge on
We
this
are.
podcast.
We're pushing it.
We're only going to go for a little longer, then we're going to send Drew home.
We're only pushing it because we only had 4 pitchers of beer. That's why we're pushing it, baby.
Oh, my God.
Okay. What?
You're driving buzzed?
No,
Oh,
Chloe's going to bring him home.
I'm
Chloe's
not
gonna bring him-
driving.
Yeah, we're
First of
gonna
all,
get him-
I'm
we're
not
gonna get
driving.
him home.
And second of all, it's Christmas break weekend.
Yes.
Okay?
That's
Okay.
right.
When's the last time I had a gosh darn break? Okay? Give me.
Where's your car?
It's at Wes's.
We're going to get it.
My Lord.
We're going to get it. No, it's totally
Okay.
fine. Tabitha, we're going to get it
All
home.
right.
Hey, Tabitha,
I'll call-
Tabitha, before you go.
Yep. Ask her a question on the
Okay,
on the
here's
podcast.
my question. What is your favorite Christmas song?
Oh, that's a good one.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, but the Brenda Lee version.
Oh, good. We already talked about that song. That's perfect.
Yep.
Okay, let me ask you this. What's your favorite thing about Christmas?
My favorite thing about giving people their gifts. I like
wow.
I like taking care of them.
She's a
giving them
giver.
nice
She's a giver,
love
gift
Yeah.
giver.
Like,
Okay,
I love,
last.
like thinking about the best thing to get them and then seeing them get it. It makes me happy.
Mhm.
Oh, I love it. Okay, last thing, Tabitha. What is your favorite type of Christmas dessert?
Ooh. Wow.
Ooh, that's a hard one. I don't know because I don't think I necessarily have a dessert that's Christmas for me.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and say snickerdoodles. My mom makes really good snickerdoodles. She always makes
Wow.
cookie for Christmas.
Your mom
so
does? Wait, did you
she
say your
makes
mom?
good ones.
Did
I'm
she
sorry,
say her
you're breaking
mom?
up a little bit.
Did she say her mom?
Yeah, my mom, she makes snickerdoodles.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't hear what you said there. Okay, yes.
We're coming
Yeah.
Sunday. Is she making them then or what?
Honestly, she'll probably make the no bakes because you told her that was your favorite.
Oh, dude, no, that's good. That's good. No bakes
Yeah.
are fucking bomb.
All right, we love you, baby, and thank you for being on the podcast. And I'll be home soon. Okay, dear.
Okay, hurry up. I miss you.
All right, tell
Don't
Bashy
die
boy
on
I
the
said.
way.
Tabitha,
Hi.
have a Merry Christmas.
You too.
All right.
Bye.
Dude, she's the best.
She is the best.
You've got a great. Shit. She's so awesome.
She's one of the best things that's happened to my life. Really, honestly.
You didn't see it coming, did you?
No, God just threw me a little
Curveball.
5-yard dink and said, "Can you handle it?" You know.
Dude, you ran a touchdown.
I
Almost.
ran with it. I took it and I ran with it. I almost fumbled it at a couple points, and then I kept running with it, and
Yep.
here we are. You know, I mean,
No, dude, Tabitha's great. She fits in great to the whole vibe, and she's she's an awesome person to have in the fucking tribe.
she is.
She's awesome.
So tell me about your show. What do you think? We were just at your show, the
Wally Opus
first
presents.
the first Wally Opus showcase, right? So tell me about, how did that process come about? Like, when did you start thinking about, like, we should do this idea? And then when did you pick, like, these bands in order to do this? And, like, you know, like, what was it? You know
I've
what I mean?
always thought about doing a showcase because I saw Clive Davis, who used to run like big record companies like CBS, I think it was CBS, and then like Columbia, and then I don't know, whatever. Just big artist showcases where like these big record labels would have these artists who they represent. They would introduce them to the community of mostly, you know, I'm sure for them it was like a talent buying thing. So they would probably invite like booking agents and managers and like radio promotion people, like I don't know who they would invite, but they would invite prominent people in music. So I thought, I'll just be fucking straight transparent about the whole progression. The Strangers, who I used to produce and manage, sorta, we took a break over the summer, and then we came back right as they were taking off on this National Battle of the Bands. Remember that? The
In
Battle of the
Louisville?
Bands?
They went to L.A.
Yeah, the DWP Battle of the Bands.
And they
entered
won
into
that.
it. Yeah, but they needed a live stream, so they did it from my basement.
Right.
Right where we're sitting, they live streamed
On Twitch?
on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then they won all of like 4 of those live streams.
I remember, yeah.
Two a night, basically, for like
Yeah.
whatever. But they won all those. Then they're going to the Troubadour. Then they go to L.A.
Yeah.
And then they win. So right at that time, we start kind of like hang. And then when they went to Louder Than Life in Louisville, the big festival, they asked me, would you go along with us to represent us? So I'm like, I signed up as tour manager on their bill. So we go, and Chloe signs up as their merch girl, which she didn't do anything with the merch. She just hung out all day.
Did you take Augie down there?
Mm-mm.
Your child or no?
No. Because, like, dude, we were on from the moment we got. So, like, we got there. This is how fucking crazy Louder Than Life was. We get there. We show up first. The Strangers are still at where they're staying, which is, like, the next city over. Somebody, Caden's aunts. They're all fucking I'm calling them out on this podcast. Caden calls me, hey, I'm awake. Ryland's just getting out of the shower. You know, Lucas is still asleep, whatever. Everybody's still asleep. Like, just bullshit. Just crazy
And they're in
shit.
Santa Claus?
They're in fucking the next city over of Louisville. To them is Albany, maybe, or something like that. Like in next, like a city close by where they're
I'll tell
staying
you
with
right
somebody's
now,
aunt.
they need to get their shit together.
Come on, boys.
Get
They
your
know,
shit
they know,
together.
They know. But it's like I'm already there. We get there. Then all of a sudden they show up, which was fine, dude. Didn't mean anything. I'm just saying they show up, and then all of a sudden there's a lightning delay. No one can get in the venue. We show up to the main gates. No in, no out. Everybody in the venue has been shut on lockdown because there's lightning in the area. With these big stages, they will not let anybody work. So the way that the festival's set up is that like the headliner on. So it's like, when the day starts, the Strangers start and then the Red Hot Chili Peppers end. Between that, there's like 30 bands, 25 bands maybe, and that play on these stages. All those bands have to sound check. When the lightning strikes, everybody stops. So the whole festival cannot develop. And so we're waiting outside. Me and Chloe are standing underneath this overhang. We meet this security guard who's really cool. And he goes, he saw my shirt. It said The Strangers. He goes, hey, I'm excited to see them today. He goes, but like a rule is when you play at festivals, you don't wear your own shirt. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm just like the manager. He's like, oh, so I thought you were in the band. I'm like, no. And he's like, you're the manager. Yeah. Cool. Like we started talking.
Yeah.
So then the band pulls in. They can't get in the building because the fucking lightning strikes. And then the lightning is over. All right, we're going to let people in. So here comes the band. They're pulling in the main gate. The security guard's like, where's your passes? Oh, we don't have them. Well, you can't get your vehicles in the venue, dude. Like, you're not allowed to come in with these 2 trucks unless you have passes.
Oh, no.
So we're standing there, and I go, I told Chloe, I'm like, okay, let's go back outside. Like, all right, guys, we'll be right back. And we go outside. We find that security guard that I'd met. And I said, hey, I need let inside the venue so that I can go to the artist area and check in the Strangers who I'm with. And he's like, okay, like, I'll let you in this back area, but he's like, you have to go straight to the artist booth. Like, don't go anywhere else. I'm like, okay. He's like, you got to have your wristbands. So I go straight to the artist booth. I'm like, hey, we're here for the Strangers. She had to take my ID. Then all of a sudden, she gives us like all these wristbands. Chloe's with me, and she says, did you hear Chloe coming?
I thought she was coming downstairs.
I think she stopped.
Oh. It's Augie Boo.
I fucking knew it, dude.
Augie Boo.
Hi, August. Did you just wake up?
Because I am up now.
Hi, Buzzy. Okay.
Okay, we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, we could talk all night, so we'll wrap this up in a sec.
That's true.
Yeah, dude. Chloe said we're going to make ornaments with August tonight.
It's under your chair.
I will say this. I'm not a huge arts and crafts guy.
We're making ornaments when I get home, too. Me and Tabitha.
Yeah, dude.
For the kids.
That's good. I mean, it's like, it is going to be fun. It's just...
We're giving one to all my brother's kids.
That's fine.
Yeah, we're going to do that tonight. Hey, buddy.
Augie, you better get your artist hat on.
Are you going to paint?
All right, we're going to wrap up with this soon. Okay, bye, honey.
Bye. It's a couple.
This is what I was going to say, though.
Couple of finishing things, yeah, I wanted to say.
Hold on,
just real quick.
Okay, something I got to say, too, to wrap up. Talking about the show, talking about all this shit. It's like, when my dad asked me, hey, are you going to perform? And I said, I'm doing the same shit I always done. Because, especially this, when I was Paradox, do you remember me performing as Paradox? I would like have these sections of the set where I would talk to the crowd.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, like, we're all here together tonight. I'd be like saying stuff about like the show. Do you remember that? Like, do you honestly remember like when I used to like talk between songs?
I think you did that in Fort Branch, and stuff like that.
At Summerfest, I would do it too.
Yeah.
I would talk to the audience like not motivationally, but like emotionally. I'd be like, thank you. Like, the fact that we're all here tonight is a beautiful thing because all we have in this life is just like, I would say stuff like this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would like try to like speak with the audience. Like, isn't it beautiful? We're all here together. I would try to tie it into the next song. So what I told my mom was, yesterday, which was where I started this whole conversation about a half hour ago, was like, I'm doing the same thing I've always done. So like when my dad says, hey, are you going to be performing? I'm like, I am performing. Like, I'm putting on this show. I'm funding and guiding all of the art installations. These big W, this big O, hiring Thomas, bringing in the sound guy, all the lights, all the configuration, all the bands, all the times, all of the lobby, all of it is a performance to a degree, as a promoter and as a show putter on her. And then the part that I've replaced is the music. It's not me performing as Paradoc anymore. It's me speaking to the audience and then bringing on somebody who I feel is better qualified to put on the music portion of it. So Sam Cuban, the Chugs, Atlas of the Dogs, the Strangers. And I just come on between of them, like between each set, and talk about them, let her rip. And it's like, it's how you put on a show that's bigger than yourself. You know what I'm saying? It used to be me doing that for 3 hours in my dad's eyes. It's like, Dad, I'm still performing. It's just, it's not me anymore. It's another band. It's 4 of them.
Right.
And I'm just the guy who helps them.
Yeah.
It's where we're at today.
Yeah.
But my dad hasn't seen me in 5 years. So, like,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. But that's what I was saying earlier. It's like,
Not a criticism. It's just like,
you've tried out all of these other positions in the creative field, and now you own a record label where you have all of these artists underneath of you, and you're the main guy like heading all of this stuff, like this show right here. So then you do this, you say this, blah blah blah. And it's like, I think your dad still thinks, and I think, you know, I'll just say, I think that's part of him in a way, of he wants you to like be singing or something, to be the face of something, because I think, you know, that rubs off on him, as in maybe he didn't do something that he wanted to do, or something like that. That's why he still doesn't understand, like, oh, you own a record label, and then you have like 4 artists you're presenting at the show, and then you're doing this with this, and you're running a business, not just like, oh, you're the face of a band, and then your photos around, and I can talk about this, and then you're this, and this.
Right.
It's a whole different other thing.
It's totally less
that you're trying to
glory.
build.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's less glorification maybe to him, or something like, no, you need to, like, that's how you do this. And it's like, do what though? Be famous? No one's famous more in this world. All that shit is fucking stupid. I don't give a fuck, dude. I will just say that now. There's no such thing as fame or celebrity in our world anymore. And if you still talk like that, like you see blogs like this celeb, it's like, what are you talking about? You mean
just
this
a
human
person
walked out of this restaurant and got into this car, and then people took photos of this human at this point? In 2 months, the media could say blah blah blah, and then, oh, this person isn't famous. What do you mean? So you mean no one's taking photos of this person in public anymore? That's what you mean? You know what I mean?
Dude, the celebrity bit is so odd. It's like, dude, at this point,
no such
it's
thing as that.
It's just like a story built around a person. But it's because of the world we live in, where like people can get celebrity, and it's like, oh, it's just they're just regular people.
But there's no such thing as celebrity. That's a made man word.
Yeah. Well, it's being famous for no reason. It's like.
But what is fame? Attention?
Yeah.
That's all it means, is attention.
Yeah, it is.
And attention can go away.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't fuck with celebrity or fame, the words or any of the outcome of none of that.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with none of that stuff because it's all fake.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you
Superficiality,
start to get
yeah.
little views or you get more views, this and
Yeah.
that, I've seen it happen to people. It goes through their heads, and they
Yeah.
start acting like a different human being.
Yes.
And it's like,
Oh yeah.
whoa. Dude, all you did was this. And the media, like some papers, you don't even know who owns them, runs them, said this. And then now you're walking around different. Dude, if they said this, and this, and then you cower down this and this, then it's like, dude, I don't want to fucking be around you.
Yeah.
If you're going to be the type of person that goes up or down based off of that, listen to Stephen Pressfield.
Yes.
The fucking
Doing the work or War on Art.
War on Art, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on, let me pee real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, so what are your plans for 2023?
Seems like a big year.
Big year, huh? It's that funny. It's that big of a year. You're laughing about it. It's just a ginormous year.
It's a huge year. Dude, yeah. Okay, but 2020.
2020. You're way out there, man.
Way too far in advance.
You an alien, man?
Oh, shit. Ooh-wee.
You know what happened with that? Okay, so Wes right now is putting a beer into the Wally Opus canister.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
It's a brewmate.
Brewmate. So when you were at my residence last time, when I got back from
This thing will keep a
London,
beer cold for 4 weeks.
when I got back from London, right, and you and
Yeah.
Reed were there,
Yep.
you brought that, and then you put that and a
Yeah.
beer in my freezer, and then we went out and got annihilated, and then you went home.
Yeah.
And then when we woke up the next day,
Yeah.
I heard Tabitha yelling from the kitchen because that beer exploded
Oh, gosh.
in our freezer, and there was yellow chunks because it went
Was
yellow
it a glass,
chunks
a glass bottle?
of everything,
Oh,
dude.
no.
So we had to take everything out of the freezer. We had to wipe it all down. We had to wipe off all the
why are you
food
telling
stuff.
me this before Christmas, dude? Now I feel really bad.
I'm just because that reminded me, and I wanted to tell you that she was not happy the next day.
Dude, I feel so bad. No, and I have fucked up so many times like that. And like, dude, this brewmate. Oh shit, this brewmate though, it is a fucking tank. Like it is a
No, it's
real
nice.
piece. Like it's a beautiful.
It's nice. I'm just saying she was not happy.
That's what's yes, dude. And I believe the fact that I did that. But okay, back to 2023.
I feel like we should. Why don't we start our own podcast in 2023?
Dude, I would do a podcast with you.
But it would have to be
Monthly or what? Weekly? Or?
no. It'd have to be weekly. If you're gonna do a podcast, it has to be weekly.
Okay.
It has to, dude.
Yeah.
Or else no one's listening to it.
Dude, I've been doing weekly podcasts. This is the 18th episode.
I know, and that's awesome.
Don't get on me about that.
No. I'm saying, I'm
I'm just
saying
kidding.
when you're tuning in from an outer perspective,
Yeah.
other people are tuning in to what they listen to weekly.
Well, so
I
let me ask you this.
I listen to Mondays. I listen to Kill Tony. It comes
Yeah.
on at 8:00 at YouTube at night. I watch it and I listen to it while I'm painting.
Mhm.
That morning, Two Bears, One Cave comes out. I listen to it. Wednesday, I listen to YMH with Tom Segura and Christina P. And Mondays, I listen to what's it called? Andrew Santino, and is it Bobby Kelly?
Wait, what day? This is Thursday?
This is Monday.
Monday.
Andrew Santino and Bobby Kelly, their podcast. You know, Andrew
so
Santino.
let me ask you this. What if we just would you want to just do the Wally Opus podcast with me?
It could be.
I already have the whole thing built. Like,
Yeah.
we could change the name again if you want.
I was going to say, but it would have to be, because I want to do something where I feel like I could bring a sponsor on board of some kind
Okay.
of small sponsor.
Do you think the show that you want to do is like its own thing?
I think so, because it's like,
That's cool.
one, it has to be on video,
Okay.
because it has to be on a YouTube channel or whatever channel. That's what I want it to do. Has to be.
Okay.
It's going to have to be on video.
You want
Two.
2 cameras? One, can we start with one?
I mean, it could be one camera right there just shooting at us. That's fine. But it has to be on video to put on YouTube. We'd have to get some type of sponsor that we
Yeah.
could put out. It may be Merge Force Socks. I could bring them on board.
Yeah.
They're always fucking hit me up, to be honest. More than I want in my DMs, and just always about
Dude,
posting and
welcome aboard to
reposting and this and that.
podcast.
Yeah,
Socks.
Merge 4.
Merge 4.
And actually, Wee Man of Jackass is on the board of there and one of the owners.
Wow.
So
we saw him at that gas station in LA one night.
Yeah.
Outside that little fella.
yeah, but it would have to, and then like,
I would love to meet him.
and then just like in its own like table and chairs and mics and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
In its own set, it has to be that, right?
Yeah.
It's consistency
Right.
of everything. That's what
Right.
it's about. And
How do we do that? Think about this. This could be fun.
I'm
Let's
getting
do it separate. What if we called it like this Thursday? We just release a show every Thursday at 6 p.m. or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like call it like something like where we just hang out every week. Sometimes we bring guests on, sometimes we don't, but it's always talking about art or music or doing shit.
Mhm.
It could be a lot. Like
We
it'd
need
be
to
like 2
think
bears,
about-
1 cave.
That's what I want it to be.
Yeah.
I want it to be an hour long,
yeah.
because it doesn't have to go. You need to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's stuff to talk about, but then you have to save stuff too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it can be about topics that are going on now, and also art and creativity. Okay, but we're the main hosts, and if we want to bring someone else on, we can.
Just talk to the other
and I feel
person
like
about it.
Reed at the end of the day can have like a separate thing where it's like,
He comes
oh,
on
he
sometimes.
comes on and he's one of the maybe a regular-ish guest, you know, because that's our boy and we love
Yeah.
him, and we can all have great conversations together.
Yeah.
But I think it has to be at a good time. I don't know. I think Thursday's too late in the week. Maybe Tuesday.
Okay.
I'm thinking Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Because all the podcasts that I listen to come
Day or
out
night?
are Monday and Wednesday
Tuesday at 8 a.m.
morning. Because people.
That's what the Day Scrim does, though.
Because-
like, should we do it a different day than them?
Oh, no. I
I'll
didn't
do
even
it
know
on
that.
Tuesday,
Dude,
yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I've been on there twice. I still have yet not to know when
Come
those
on,
come out or not.
Fellas, just tag Coop.
I didn't.
He's
They've never
missing
tagged
out.
me.
I
I don't
know.
know. But what it needs to be in the morning. People
Yeah.
listen to this throughout the day.
That's true.
They do.
It's true.
So Tuesday, 7 a.m.
There you go.
Eastern time.
6 hour time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. We could do that. And just record them a week. Like, if you're cool with it, like record it like a week in advance, or like record it
Couple
to where
weeks.
it's like, yeah.
I think Kill Tony does 2 weeks in
weeks.
advance. And if we have to bring on someone to kind of like do the extra work, I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Of someone who could
Cut
film it, cut it, edit it, and do that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about doing something like that.
No, I know a guy too who just hit me up who I think could probably do what
Okay.
we're asking.
Okay.
We'll talk about that after.
Because
Really though.
because you know where we live right now.
Yeah.
So we're looking for other apartments. But I got a new studio
Where?
above Jake Dillon's studio.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
You just got it?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you gotta let me come see it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
2,090 square feet, something like that.
How much you no, don't tell me.
I'm not going to say that.
You got a guy steal on it.
Yeah. But it's 2,000 square feet. You know where I work right now, up above in my loft.
Yeah.
That's about 600 square feet.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about this after the show. I might have something for you.
A studio?
A rental.
Yeah.
If you have that as a studio, you just need an apartment, right?
Dude, we cannot find a rental.
Apartment, though, is what you want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We cannot find an apartment yet.
Would you take like a duplex?
We're looking at everything.
Where do you want to try to live? What side of town? We'll get
just
to
any
it.
side of
We'll get to
Evansville.
it. Yeah.
We don't care. We just need to be down here somewhere. But we cannot find...
West side is probably where you want to be. North side, west north side. That's where your studio is going to be. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome, dude. Dude, so I'm getting more convinced that like it's actually possible to do a thing where like we build like a cool thing in Evansville.
Yeah.
Because we're just here right now anyway. So
but that's
like,
the thing, dude. I keep thinking about like... But that's the thing I keep thinking about, like, where you're at. And it's like, the only other place I'm going to go is LA. And that's because it's in my mind because of the past. You had to go to LA to be in the creative world, right? But I'm not in movies. I'm not a model. I'm painting canvases.
Yep.
And Maddox just picked up this dope artist from Copenhagen, right? He lives there, and he put 2 works in Art Basel, and his works were next to mine behind the cause piece. And he's blowing up way more than me. He's way bigger than me. Yeah. He's so dope. And I asked him if he was going to be there, and he's like, nah, I'm in Copenhagen working on my next show. Like, I was like, damn, that's sick. Okay, cool. So it's like, dude, but if you're living in America, you think like, oh, if I'm in America, then I got to be in LA or I got to be in New York.
Right.
And the third choice might be Miami or then Chicago and that's it, you know? But it's like, dude, now with media and stuff, it's like, dude, I'm trying to do this my whole longevity life.
Yeah.
And I don't need to... You know, like I don't feel the need anymore to go back to LA, a dying city.
Right.
I'm not in
Film.
like what I said, like film and this and ever. So it's like,
Right.
why are you going there anymore? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
And it's so expensive.
If
It's
you're a
insane.
hard fucking worker like me, and I pride myself on to be that, and I try to be more and more every
I'll back
day.
You up. You don't have to.
Okay.
Yourself. Yeah.
You can do this in Evansville, Indiana. You can do it in Lincoln, Nebraska. And if you get the good work out there on the internet, someone's going to find it and sell it. Okay. It's the same way with the song.
Yeah.
You don't, as long as it's real truth and good, it'll get out on the airwaves.
Yes.
Okay. That's what it's about.
Yep. Dude,
that's it.
I agree, dude. I was just talking to somebody about this last night. I said, you know, all this other bullshit aside, it basically comes down to, like, is our music dope or is it not dope? Mm-hmm. Because, like, beyond that, who really gives a fuck? Mm-hmm. You know, like, we gotta be making some fucking cool. But what's cool? So think about this. Like, you were at the show, and like going the extra mile to get this sound system. Like we fucking did all this shit to make the band sound good. But you said, why did you have a show in the first place? What brought this about? Just to wrap up your question, then we can maybe wrap this up because you got to get going.
Dude, it's snowing and icing right now. A blizzard is literally on its way with 40-something mile an hour winds.
We pray that our brother Coop gets home tonight.
Thank you.
He's gonna be fine. We're gonna get him home.
I've had about 12 beers.
Yeah, hey, that's all right. We got the 4-wheel drive sleigh primed up for you. You leave your car here, and we're gonna get you taken care of.
Thank you.
Yep. But the show came about out of an urge to have a local concert that reflected the experiences I've had in other cities. So, like, you go to Nashville, you go to Louisville, you go to these are the, for me, these are the regional cities. But I went to shows in L.A. I've been to some shows in New York at some small spots. You see these bands play. It's always a banging sound system and a cool vibe inside the venue. So, like, to provide that for the city of Evansville, for me, was like, that's what I want to do for the first showcase. Badass sound system, badass lineup, and just, like, cool people in the audience. That's what it was all about. And it fucking happened. Like, sure I didn't sell the bitch out. Like I was about 90 tickets short of selling it out. So
Really?
yeah, 160 out of like 250.
You definitely sold more than what you thought. I noticed that too. You know,
I didn't sell more than I thought initially, but I sold more than I thought after the fact. Because like I thought I was gonna sell it out. I really did. I was convinced.
Yeah.
But I didn't sell it out. But I made enough to cover most of my major expenses, so it's not a loss. And if anything, it's a gain because, like I told a couple people, I'm like, you can't pay for the experience that people had the other night. Some people have been hitting me up on Instagram saying like, thank you again. I'm so glad you had this event. It was one of the best. Like, or like, the other night was amazing. I'm so glad you had that event. Like, people are hitting me up specifically to thank me for putting on this event. And it's not me, it's the event that was so cool. But like, the fact that people do, I think to myself, like, this is so good. Like, this is a good thing that people are like, hey, we want more of this in our city. Because I'm thinking all I'm doing is recreating shows that I go to outside of here. Badass sound system, cool vibe, good bands.
Yeah.
I'm just doing that in Evansville now. And it can't always be the Strangers and Atlas and Swamp. It's going to have to evolve to like other bands. You know what I'm saying? It's got to always stay fresh.
Right.
Which is like always, you know what I'm saying? Like we're always going to have to be, because you can't just overplay the same band in this town. Nobody will come to the shows.
Right.
So
exactly.
you gotta be real careful about overplaying.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're a local market, but
But
I think for a first show, it went pretty well.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You were there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fantastic, dude. I was blown away. I mean, you know, just all of that in a year that you put together and the bands and everything. I mean, it was great, dude.
That's good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Dude, I will admit, it was the first time to hire a squad of people who, like, we got the sound crew, we got the ticket booth, the art installations taken care of, we got all the bands, and we got, like, just people helping all around. Dude, it went off without a fucking hitch. The venue is hard to work with. No bullshit, you know, but, like, the experience itself, all we got was, like, love.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. You're going to have that with every venue, you know.
It's always going to be a thing.
Yeah.
But, all right, should we wrap it up?
I guess so. I mean, we could go all night, but it is getting dark.
We got to get you home.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
for the blizzard.
This has been Wally Opus Wally Opus. What, dude, I'm so caught up on the damn show. It's the Wally Opus podcast for you today.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about our own show, which we'll announce in future podcasts.
Well, what do you think we should call it? Let's just spitball ideas real quick for 2 minutes. There he is, Augie boy.
Augie. Come here, buddy.
Augie.
August.
Hey, buddy. It's true.
August. Come here, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
What's he doing?
He's just standing there with the towel.
Augie, come here. Drew, but I think that, dude, I don't know, dude. We could just call it whatever, dude. I would love to do a podcast with you. We could do it down here. Just come by, like, maybe every, like, Monday morning or Tuesday morning or what?
What if we did it in my new studio, though?
Yes, dude.
That's what I'm saying. That's why.
All right. Let's wrap this up. Let's talk about that.
That's why I brought up the new studio.
Let's wrap this up and talk about
we
that.
could make a scene there. And what I was going to say is...
Okay, finish. Do you want to say all this on the podcast, though?
This right here, yeah.
Okay. August, come here.
Last question, who made the thing we walked in? It had the logo with the wood on it.
Ethan.
Okay, so I need that wood, that height by 3 and then up 3 for my new studio. And I need that wall. I need a wall to be built on in this certain area to paint on. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I need.
Yeah.
Who put that wood together? You? And Bernie?
Yeah, no. Me and Ethan and Grace. Yeah.
Okay. So I need something built like that.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, yeah.
So I was going to say shout out to whoever built that.
Yeah, dude. Ethan and Grace would be so down to help you build some shit.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll figure that out.
Okay. That was my last thing.
But with that, too, let's talk about this because I have some shit to hook you up. We're gonna get a fucking studio going. Let's do a podcast like but we have to make it consistent. It's just like you and I record this at this day.
It has to be consistent.
This day at this time. It has
Maybe
to be that.
Sunday nights, and then it comes out Tuesday morning.
I could do that.
You know what I mean?
We got to get somebody to do the production. I got it. We're gonna talk about it. All right. Everybody who's listening, thank you. Have a great fucking holiday, dude.
See you guys.
It's
Love
Christmas, and
it's Christmas.
And everybody have a great holiday. Have a great weekend. Love your family. Love yourself. And you know what? We had a great 22. Everybody tried their best. But you know what? 2023 is coming, and we all have to show up. We all have to work our dicks off. And guess what? We're the only ones responsible for our own success. Right? We talked about that tonight. Mm-hmm. It's up to you. And if you don't fucking do it, nobody else is going to. So 2023 is about doing your thing, about fucking building out. Mm-hmm. Dude, I mean, everybody has so much to be thankful for. Mm-hmm. So everybody have a great holiday. Mm-hmm. Cooper, as always, I call you Cooper just for like political reasons, but you're like Drew. Mm-hmm. D, I don't even know what I call you regularly, but I love you, man. Thank you so much for doing the podcast. You're always been my best friend forever. And, dude, you got a fucking beautiful, basically your wife, but, your girlfriend, whatever, like she's your partner. Have a great holiday.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on, and humbug to everyone else out there listening.
All right. Boom.